Hello, the Odyssey has been released. Very excited. I'll be seeing it this weekend. The whole sort of thing, I've been watching it, different things online. It has revealed something to me about modern society, I think. And it's a little bit unsettling. It's kind of changed the way that I see the last, 10, 15 years. Everything is about politics. If whatever movie reflects your political view, it's good. If it doesn't reflect that view, it's bad. I think it's a silly way to view any media. Surely the better way is to, if there's some part of it, or an aspect or whatever that you don't like for whatever reason, instead of just being like, oh, my politics is this and they did that, therefore bad, it's kind of like asking the question, well, what's the reason why the director added this? What's the purpose behind this choice? What does it say in the context of the story? What does it say in the context of anything else? How does it affect the theme of the story? What's the idea behind it? And maybe you might disagree with that or not like that, and that's fair enough. But that to me seems like a better approach than just coming in with your political talking points and just like, hey, they did this, therefore that. The second thing I think that has been revealed about modern society is a hyperfixation on race. Now, there was some casting choices that rubbed up people the wrong way in this movie. To be honest, I think both sides of the political spectrum have got it wrong, but for different reasons. I guess on the left side of things, it's kind of all about like DEI and inclusion and representation and that kind of stuff. I mean, ultimately, I think the director or the whoever's sort of running the project, they should be able to choose whomever they want for whatever role they want, provided that it makes sense in the story. That's a caveat of any decision in making a movie. It has to make sense in the story. Like, if you're making a medieval knight movie and you've got them wearing sunglasses, it doesn't really make sense in the context of the story, right? So any decision casting otherwise, it needs to make sense in the story. And then on the other side of the political fence, the conservatives, it all is about historical accuracy. Everything's got to be historically accurate. Well, firstly, I'm not even sure that if you were making an actual history, that you could make it historically accurate. I'm not convinced of that. There was not a single ancient Greek person cast in this movie, right? Many of the things that we think of, like the perception that you have of the ancient world is not what the ancient world was like. To say something has to be historically accurate, I think maybe misses the point about what these stories are about. And then lastly, it kind of similar to my point on the political side of things, the director should have ultimate control of what is and is not included in their adaptation. I saw a movie a few years ago from the 90s where there was an adaptation of the Romeo and Juliet story set in gangland LA. Obviously, that's not historically accurate. They're walking around with their pistols and stuff. But again, surely the right approach is like, well, why did he do that? Why did the director make that choice? And what does it say about the story? Does it change anything about the story? And what's the theme or what's the movie trying to get at? And it's the same, I think, or it should be the same. I haven't seen it, of course, with the Odyssey. Like the choices that were made and the way it was presented, whether it was historically accurate or not is irrelevant. If you only ever made things that were historically accurate, you'd never have anything new because everything would just be exactly the same. Like, if every story was historically accurate, it'd just be the same story over and over. The last interesting thing I wanted to point out is the amount of criticism that this movie received before it came out were all like it was a mountain of criticism from people who had never actually seen the movie. It was just rumors, trailer, whispers, oh, the movie's going to be like this or that, or but no one had actually seen it. Like, is it just me, or is that just like Bizarro world? That's the thing that's got me unsettled. There seems to be a massive echo chamber people live in, but two, a distinct lack of critical thinking. Like you see information online, and then that's just true. Someone said this, and they said, oh, it's going to be this DEI disaster or whatever, right? The main criticisms of the movie, the two casting choices, I think the grand total screen time in a 3-hour movie was maybe 5 minutes. We live in a world where, like, some people have the attitude of just for the fact that casting choice was made, they will not see the movie at all, which is whatever. No one's forcing you to see anything, but it just seems like a failure of critical thinking to take that view. But anyway, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Feel free to let me know what you think, or of course disagree. Or take everything I said with a grain of salt. I was probably wrong on all of it. But thanks for watching, and go Odysseus.